Hi, I'm Tom, and welcome to the Vintage and Classic Metalwork channel. Today we're going to show you how to remove a dent from a car panel. We're going to use this 1938 Ford Coupe wing to demonstrate on. Before we start hammering this out, what we're going to have to do is remove all the paint and the filler from this area. And this will then show us the true extent of the damage that's underneath all of this. I did try and paint strip the area first, but it was soon clear that there was way too much filler underneath. So I got an angle grinder and an abrasive disc, and then I ground away at the filler. These pads are really good because they don't damage the metal. For the hard to reach areas, I use a roll-lock tool and a bristle disc. I find these really effective. You can get these pads and discs from places like Amazon and eBay, and they're quite well priced. As you can see, they do a really nice job of getting that panel clean. It's so important to get it like this, as it just makes the whole job a lot easier. Now you've finished the front, it's definitely worth repeating that process and cleaning up the damaged area on the inside. When we were cleaning up the inside of this panel, we soon realised that the lip had been damaged. To repair the dent properly, we've got to replace this lip and put the strap back in the panel. We'll show you a few of the processes in this video, but we'll touch on it in more detail in a later video. Once I was happy with the fitment of my panel, I then used our Artec AC/DC TIG welder to weld it in. Once you finish your welding, I'd recommend just taking the top and the inside of your weld off. Now we finish that small repair, I think we've earned ourselves a cup of tea before we move on. Now we've got the strength to put back in the panel, we can make a start on getting that dent out now. What I recommend you do to start with is get a thin bit of material and just lay it over the dent. This way you can visualise how much you're going to have to bring that panel up by. As you can see, it's quite a bit. So this is my Bossy mallet. It's a nice smooth face on it and ideal for the job. What I'm going to do is work along this line here, as this is the deepest point of impact. Just gradually work along the line, not hitting it too hard. I really emphasise that. Just be nice and gentle and patient. Work along that line and then just either side of it ever so gently. Now you've worked your way up and down the panel a couple of times, you should be able to see that this has made a huge difference already. If you grab a strip of material and just check it, you can see it's already come up quite a bit. But there's a bit of a gap underneath still, so we've got to bring it up some more. The best thing to do is just keep checking and doing little bits at a time. It's the safest way, and then that way you'll know you're not going to go too far with it. Once you're happy with this panel, turn it over and give the other side a check. For my high spots and creases on this side, I'm just going to use this hammer and dolly set. All I'm doing on this bit is just working along this crease line. I'm not hitting it too hard as I don't want to stretch the metal. As you can see, after a few minutes, I've gradually worked it out. Just rubbing my hand along the panel, I can feel I got some high spots. I'm just going to use the same process again, just to gradually work them out. Now this tool I've got here is called a slapper, and it's made from an old file. What I'm doing is I'm just shrinking some of the material that's stretched along this back edge. This is fantastic for this job. Now with your strip of material, just give it another check. As you can see, we're getting really close. There's just a couple of little lows we're going to have to just bring up. The panel looks quite good now, so we're not too far away. Just keep repeating them processes, gradually working it out. Once you've got it to a stage you're happy with, then what I suggest you do is get a body file like this, and what you're going to do is just going to go gently over the top, not taking off any material, literally just to show the high spot. Now you've got the file marks in your panel, you've got a real clear indicator of the areas you've just got to dress up or down. Just keep repeating these processes all over the panel until you've got it the best you can possibly get it. We're not far off now. Now we've dressed up the panel and we're happy with it, now we can give this whole area a sand and finish it off. I think this is going to turn out really nice. For this process, I'm using this orbital sander and an 80 grit pad. For this, I'm just using my sanding block and some 120 grit sanding paper. And to finish it off, I'm just going over the top with some Scotch-Brite. Once you've done this, just finish it off by giving it a wipe down and cleaning the panel up. Now I've given this wing a rub down and checked it in the light, I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I'll be confident enough to send that through the paint. Hopefully this video's been informative enough and you've learned some new tips and tricks along the way. Hopefully it's given you the confidence to take on your own dent in the future. You never know. If you'd like to see more videos like this from me and Andy, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and we'll see you again soon.